I am 40 years old today. Can you believe that? And in fact, the best part of this decade has been spent here on Isla Mujeres, our happy place. And so in this video, I thought I would just reflect on what's happened in the last decade and some of the life lessons I've learnt along the way. And in doing so, let's go for a swim in this beautiful, beautiful water. So the last decade has been a blur. Tuscany, who is, I call my high performance coach, and I took off from Australia a decade ago. We decided to shut the doors, what we thought was shutting the doors on J Marketing. We let the staff go. We actually fired most of the clients because we were looking for a better life. I actually started a blog called Seeking a Better Way. And who would have known that that would be exactly what happened a decade later. And we didn't know what we were going to find, but we were open, really open to the experience. And in that time, we have met and become really good friends with people all over the world. We've now established 3 separate companies, all of which are doing fantastically well. Tuscany's now running the biggest women's golf group in the world. They have 80 or 85,000 members. We've learned to speak Spanish, si puedo hablar español, más o menos fluentemente, and so many other things. We have amazing relationships with our parents, which I couldn't ask anything more of. It really is an angelic world that we live in. And so if I reflect on what are the really, really important lessons that I've learned, one of them is being open to what other people have to teach you. There's 2 people in particular that it's funny, I say my business life, but to be honest, it's in every part of my life have made an enormous impact. Mike Irving from Advanced Business Abilities, when I was doing a fundraiser for Isla Mujeres, he reached out to me online and said, I'd like to sponsor that. Didn't really know me from a bar of soap. And it turns out the way I explain him is he's a business coach for my mind. Totally transformed the way that I looked at things and moved me past resistances I didn't even know that I had. And I always had a great relationship with everyone, but now it's on another level and business has become so easy because of what I've learned from him. The other person is Bruce Robinson, who I was so thankfully introduced to by one of my clients, David Ashdown from VUCA in South Africa. He said, you've got to meet Bruce, he's our chairman. Bruce ended up becoming chairman of J Marketing, and I can't even explain what Bruce does. I call him trim tab, which is the bit on the end of a boat which sort of changes the direction that you're going without you knowing. It just moves very subtly. These 2 people have brought so much into my life and changed the direction so much through their mentorship. It's just, I don't even recognize the person that was there before in such a good way. And so that's lesson number 1, is being open to learning new things from different people. The next one, of course, is travel. Go and see the world, get out of your cocoon, go and see things that you just didn't know existed and didn't know what you were going to find, and be willing to embrace that. It changes your perspective. You don't know you're going to do it, but it just changes your perspective in amazing ways. The third is to always be positive. See the positivity in everything. I like to say, and I really want to thank my parents for this lesson, that I have never failed at anything. Now, the truth is, I've failed at tons and tons and tons of things, but I've never translated it as a loss. I've always gone, oh, well, I didn't achieve the outcome that I wanted to achieve, but look at what I've got out of it and look at what the next steps are. And therefore, I've never actually lost in my life. It's only a step towards the next thing. And therein is the next lesson. I'm a big fan of the idea, Malcolm Gladwell's idea of 10,000 hours. So how can I get 10,000 reps, 10,000 hours of doing something before I master it? Not worrying. It was Spanish. Oh gosh, I tried and I tried and I tried, and it wasn't coming and it wasn't coming and it wasn't coming, right up until it was. With J marketing, I can't tell you how many things I spent hundreds of hours on that didn't work, right up until they did. So being prepared just to front up over and over and over and talk to people and explore and not get down on yourself about it not coming together, that's really, really important. And that ties into working out, being physically fit and eating right. And this is probably the last lesson. My buddy Jesus, who is my really good friend and trainer here on the island, we had a chance meeting in a bar. And since then, that was probably 5 years ago, maybe 6. Can't remember really, probably 6. I've seen him every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for an hour session, just working out in his lounge room / patio with not many weights. Got my body into the single best shape I've ever been in. And thanks to Tuscany, learnt a lot. We've learnt a ton about nutrition, about fasting, about managing insulin levels. Your body and your mind are made in the kitchen. And whilst it's easy to say, well, don't eat sugars or do this or don't do that, the really easy lesson here is just get educated and then make a decision which suits you. So that's it. That's the lessons that I've taken over the last decade. The people that I need to thank more than anything is Tuscany, who is my biggest supporter, always. We never fight, we never argue. Every day is just full of laughter and, hey, I want to do this. Do you want to be part of that challenge? And my parents, who never, ever, ever did anything but support me. They think that I walk on water. They are always happy for me to chase my crazy, crazy dreams. And they even came and over to Eastern Mujeres and bought a penthouse so they could spend 4 months a year with me here. I mean, that's pretty special. When I'm in Australia, they go out of their way to make me feel welcome and at home. It's an amazing relationship I have with them. They've always been my biggest supporters, and I'm so thankful for that. So where to from here? What does the decade of 40 to 50 look like? Well, I don't know. I hope we'll sell some of the businesses, do more travel, and spend a lot more time with the people that we love. Something that I really believe in is constantly pushing yourself mentally, being around people that challenge you and are challenging themselves. Bill Burr says, if you find yourself in a room with 5 assholes, you're the 6th. And if you find yourself in a room with 5 uplifting, interesting, inspiring people, you're the 6th. So my recommendation, and maybe this is the last lesson as well, is challenge yourself to be in the rooms that you want to be in, and the future will just open up things that you can't even possibly imagine right now. I want to thank everyone for an incredible decade, for making my life so unbelievable. There's no possible way to be happier than I am. Hope you have a wonderful year, and I hope that from this video you take one little thing that inspires or reaffirms what you're already doing. Thanks everyone. Bye.